Welcome to Marks and Smarks. I am Jose Sands. I am here with...
Jose Sands.
And
I guess Hollywood Marcus.
We're here to talk about this week in wrestling. What could have been, what should have been, and what was.
What happened to Big Ralph? Where did he go?
Well,
I don't know.
I have a brother, and his name is Jose Sands, so he's Jose Sands II, and I am Jose Sands. It's not Junior, because he's not my son, he's my brother, but he's from another mother. It's like the Dudley Boy thing.
So, but wait, one is named Devon and the other is named Bubba Ray. That doesn't make any context sense at all.
Well, our mother didn't want to say, or our father didn't want to say, hey, I need two different names, so he named us the same thing, so either way we both got in trouble.
So is it like Ed, and Eddie, or The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yeah, sure.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You're talking about people.
The audience might not know. They might be too young. Hell, Ralph might be too young. I don't know.
Well, no, Ralph
Probably.
said yes.
No, I just said yes for saying yes, just to keep the conversation moving.
I knew that, so...
Hey, Jose Sands too. How's everything? I haven't heard from you in a while.
I don't know, man. I try to keep away from you because you're a bad person.
Why am I a bad person?
You troll too much and it hurts my feelings.
That is not true.
It made me go to counseling.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm number one and you're number two.
None of this has anything to do with wrestling.
I don't know. I don't know. You introduced yourself as Jose Sands, so, hey.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hollywood Marcus.
Oh, this is Hollywood Marcus. How can I forget that?
Easily, apparently.
Well, let's start this podcast on a bit of a somber note. We lost a couple of wrestlers this past couple of weeks. One being Nikolai Volkov. If any of you don't know, Nikolai Volkov is very big in the 70s and 80s. He usually hung around with the Iron Sheik. They're known as the Foreign Legion. Tag team champions at one point. Had Freddie Blassie as their manager. Used to sing the Russian national anthem before each match. He passed away this past week, so we're condolences to his family. May he rest in peace.
70 years old, right?
I believe it was 70. I know he was up there. I just don't know how old. I didn't write down how old he was. And unfortunately, we had another person pass away, and that was Brian Christopher, or Grandmaster Sexay. Died, unfortunately, very, I guess...
Somebody's breathing really hard.
Yeah, something's going on. He was 46. He passed away in jail. Unfortunately, it was said that he hung himself. Tragic. Gentleman had
something like that.
Yeah, son of Jerry Lawler. So our condolences to the Lawler family and all of them. Hopefully he did not suffer.
Credit to Jerry Lawler, though. He's not taking any off time. He's planning a funeral and everything else, and then right back on the road.
And, that's his life. That's what he's been doing. That's all he knows.
Well, sometimes you just have to dive into work to, silence the voices in the head.
Well, I mean, look at JR. JR said that work was the thing that kept him sane.
Yeah, especially with his wife. That was tragic.
So, we have those two unfortunate deaths. There were a couple more, but I didn't know if you knew those people. I wasn't very familiar, so I picked these two. I think they had Bunkhouse Buck was one of them, or Bunkhouse Brown, and another promoter that I wasn't very familiar with, but I thought these two, because they were kind of in our generation, I remember watching both of them, especially Too Cool with Grandmaster Sexy with the Rikishi, the dance moves. I think they were tag team champions at one point, Too Cool.
Too Cool.
So,
Yep.
Our condolences to all their families. May they rest in peace. On another somber note, unfortunately, because we got a couple of somber things, it has been... I know you two are going to be torn up about this, but it has been confirmed. John and Nikki are no longer.
Really?
Do you want to take a
let me play the world's smallest No, let me play this world's smallest violin.
I don't think anybody cares.
I think they're now the status that they have come up with. I think there are going to be people gunning for Nikki now.
Gunning for her in what sense?
Maybe she's a multimillionaire. She's got her own brand. She's done Dancing with the Stars. There could be a lot of different chemistry there. Maybe Dolph take another run at her. Who knows?
Or do you think she goes the George Clooney route, a la Stacy Keibler?
I think she had a little more. She has a little more star power than Stacy Keibler did at that point. So I think whatever she does, she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
All right. Another
nobody cares, but she'll be okay.
So now we had people leaving this world and people breaking apart, and so let's come back to somebody who might be returning in 2019. And that is The Rock. It's been vaguely confirmed, not by The Rock so much, saying that he'd like to get back into wrestling. There might be some appearances down the line at WWE. Maybe he comes back in the ring for a Mania match. Who knows?
The People's Champ?
The People's Champ might be back.
From what I understand, his daughter just made a decision to become a professional wrestler, and if that's the case, you kind of figure he's going to have an in with the company, so she gets straight to NXT, starts training, that's what she has to do. And part of that might be, hey, Rock, we did this favor for you, you did this favor for us, come back for a few matches. So, yeah, I can see him coming back in the near future.
Yeah, but if she's not good, then it's not, I
Well,
don't think they'll put her on TV.
Regardless of whether she's good or not, the deal is have The Rock come back.
It's true.
Well, the only problem I foresee is he's supposed to play Black Adam, right?
That's what we're heard.
Yeah, nothing has been confirmed
because they haven't started it yet.
From what I saw in the trailer of Shazam, it seems like they split the movie. It's now will be Shazam is only by himself. There is no Black Adam in that movie.
Because I'm thinking if he plays Black Adam, then he might have one of those deals like the Disney/Marvel universe where they literally can't do anything.
Well, he's doing the Jungle Book. I mean, the Jungle Cruise, which is a Disney movie. So.
Because I know Batista wants to come back, but he can't because of his movies. So it might be interesting to see how that develops.
I mean, they're talking 2019. Who knows? He might finish doing the movies, and maybe the press is already out, or the press won't be out till later. I mean, we don't know. We don't know the time frame.
It's going to be fun either way. I just wonder if he does come back, who will his opponent be? You have to figure it's somebody like Elias, maybe, or Loudmouth, somebody who can play guitar, somebody who can go toe-to-toe verbally with The Rock. I'm thinking it's Elias.
I wouldn't. We'll have a Elias Rock concert.
That might work.
That sounds good, but I think with the star power you have of The Rock, you would put him against somebody like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. That'd be more interesting.
Probably Samoa Joe. I think so. I think as much as I love AJ, I don't think the promos would be that entertaining. But if you watched Smackdown this past week, you got a glimpse of what Samoa Joe can do in the mic. So I think those back and forth promos would be amazing between The Rock and Samoa Joe.
Well, there are also two different types of promos, so who knows?
That's true. And they're both Samoan, so.
So we also had in the news a little thing with Cedric Alexander and Ty Dillinger. People like going into your Twitter, checking out things you've done from 6 years ago. Of course, these two made some derogatory remarks about rape. So, of course, that was 6 years ago. And I don't know why people decide they're going to go and try to take down other people. I think it's more malice than anything about something that somebody said 6 years ago. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, I don't know if WWE's going to punish them in any way. It was a comment before they were with the company. They're doing different things now they're with the company. Do they distance themselves? I don't know. What do you guys think on this one?
Go ahead, Big Ralph.
I don't know. I still haven't decided what I'm thinking about it. Because it's kind of a fine line for me. It's like, come on, it was a stupid comment, 6 years ago? Like, come on, let it go. He hasn't done anything since, so just like, dude, he made one mistake, or they made one mistake. It's like, come on, let bygones be bygones.
They've both.
But then again, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But then again, it's like it's kind of a big mistake, especially with what's going on right now in the world with the Me Too movement and all that. So,
I mean, since
fine
then
line for me.
they've both apologized. They both said, we were stupid at that time. We were young and stupid. We didn't mean to we shouldn't have said those things. There's no excuse. But still, I mean, it's out there. But my thing is that why? Who has the time to go and look through a person's Twitter account? I mean, we all saw this happen with James Gunn. He got kicked off Guardians 3. I mean, do we really have to have these people just, hey, I need some type of newsworthy thing. I'm going to look at this thing. Oh, look what he wrote 7, 10, years ago. And then all of a sudden we've got, oh, here, this is what he said back then. It's like, people change, things happen. I mean, Cedric Alexander has a wife, has kids, and he's not going to put his kid or anything through that stuff. So, I don't know. I feel that with the, social media age, that, you really have to watch what you say, but do you really fault the person on something they said over 6 or 7 or 10 or 20 years ago? Society was different.
This is how I feel. First of all, let me start by saying, go to our Twitter and go to our social media, like, comment, follow, all that stuff. You won't find anything rapey at all about our social media, so you should check it out. Having said that, I think you treat this like you treated Hogan. Hogan said something that was very derogatory. Even though he was in his 50s or early 60s when he said it, he still said it. I can be 15, 16 years old, say something derogatory. The fact is, I still said it. Time doesn't erase the fact that I said it. So, like I told both of you earlier this week, pretty sure Cedric Alexander loses his title, and I see Ty Dillinger probably getting future endeavors soon, since they're not really using him anyway. I don't think WWE, like Vic Ralph said, in the light of the Me Too movement and the women's revolution and the Evolution pay-per-view coming up, I don't think they can afford this type of press in the media. So I see both of those individuals exiting the company or being punished. I think it'll come sooner for Ty Dillinger because Cedric Alexander's wife is competing in the Mae Young Classic, so I'm pretty sure they want to get their use out of her first before they let go of Cedric Alexander.
Well, I mean, let's take it a little step further. We haven't been here in a couple of weeks. We haven't reported. We had some vacation time coming up. One of the other things that came up this past couple of weeks was Hulk Hogan being reinstated in the Hall of Fame, and he said some pretty bad things at one point in his career, and now he's coming back in a probably limited type thing. I don't know if they'll put him on TV, but he gets reinstated as a Hall of Famer. Why is it that we can have them at WWE say it's okay for Hulk Hogan to come back, but yet we're going to let go Cedric Alexander and Ty Dillinger?
I think it like Hollywood said, I think it all has to do with the whole Me Too movement, and since now that's out there, they're gonna have eyes on them right now.
Yeah, but I mean, Hogan said pretty bad thing there.
Yeah, and they distanced themselves from him for a while, and then now they're like, okay, bygones be bygones. He has apologized. He has,
I don't know if it's
paid his dues.
Bygones be bygones. I think it's just, in that sense, I think Hogan is different. I'm bringing this up because it's one of those topics that I wanted to bring up, but I also think Hogan is different. He's very iconic in the lexicon of WWE. You can't have WWE or mention WWE or F at the time instead of not mention Hulk Hogan. And with the same thing is that in that breath, we also had the New Day. We had Titus. They both brought out statements saying they might not like the guy, but they respect his work. So why can't this happen for Cedric Alexander or Ty Dillinger?
This is what I found out about the whole situation, is that when Hogan was suspended, he was only suspended for a certain amount of time. I think it was 3 years or something like that.
3 or 4.
Yeah, he was actually suspended for a time period. You didn't know that when he originally was suspended, but now that he's reinstated, WWE and other sources are coming out saying that, yeah, he was only suspended for a certain time. So even after what he did, he was always going to come back. And if you listen to some of the stuff he said in his apology, he was like, if you're going to say something, don't say it on social media. Not don't say it at all. So I'm just going to okay, Hogan. Now I kind of understand why the New Day and Titus aren't really taking your apology to heart, because it's not really sincere.
Right, but what does this have to do with Cedric and Ty? I mean, why? Why not? Why not have them? Why are they going to get punished and maybe never come back?
They'll come back. You always come back to WWE unless you're CM Punk. But I don't know. I think, how old is Cedric Alexander and how old is Ty Dillinger?
Not sure. I don't know off the top of my head. We can look. We can ask the Google machine.
Cedric Alexander is 28 years old. Ty Dillinger, 27 or 37?
37.
Okay, so I knew when I was 31 not to make rape jokes. I knew when I was 21 to 31. I knew at those ages you don't make rape jokes. That's not funny. So at 21 and 31 for these guys, if they don't know not to make jokes that way, they said it, it was found, they need to be punished, I think. But just one humble mass opinion.
All right.
Especially with WWE and what they're trying to do and everything with the women getting more recognition, they don't need a type of publicity.
All right, so let's talk about what they're doing with the women. This past couple of weeks, Stephanie McMahon announced the first women's pay-per-view that will happen in October, which is Evolution. Now, I think this is a great step. I like the idea. They're saying over 50 women will participate in this match. I don't know, how many matches they plan to have. I guess they're thinking of putting a battle royal or something in there. What do you guys think? And how about this? Do you think they announced the women's tag team titles at this point?
I think you announce the tag titles. I think you have one of those 5-on-5 or 6-on-6 tag matches. I know you might have a battle royal.
Yeah.
Because 50 women, that's a lot of women for one pay-per-view, unless you just do a whole bunch of guest spots and, hey, look at me, but you don't actually wrestle. But they have 50 actual people wrestling, they're going to have some type of Royal Rumble or multi-man tag match, I'm thinking.
All right. Ralph, what do you think? Are we going to introduce the tag team titles?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it yet. So.
Well, they haven't mentioned it. It's just kind of one of those things. I read that Becky Lynch has been pushing for it, and that they are getting a good number of women, especially with the Mae Young Classic. So, why not?
Yeah, well, people like Madison Rayne coming in, that's going to be tight. Madison Rayne, Toni Storm, a lot of other big names in the indies are coming in. So yeah, they have a lot of talent.
Yeah, guys. I didn't tell you about this, but I'm probably going to be in that Battle Royale at the end of the year. Can't really tell you anything about it, but yeah.
Well, you can't say I can't tell you anything about it and then say it. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I can't tell you anything.
You kind of went back and forth on that.
Off the record.
Off the record. Nope. No.
Off the record, but not telling you. I'm going to be in that battle royal, but I can't say anything.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm under contract. I can't tell you anything
About the battle royal that I'm not going to be in at First Women's pay-per-view. I hear you.
I know about it, though.
Sorry.
Wait. Who is this?
Oh, hey, it's the Liz.
Oh, the Liz. Welcome to the podcast, the Liz.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me back. I guess
course.
it's not. I guess girls are allowed.
Girls are allowed. I mean, why
Girls
not,
are welcome.
right? We need a different perspective here. Like I said, we're Marks and Smarks. We got a bunch of
That's what I'm here
Smarks. We just
for.
need a Mark.
All right, I'm your mark.
Here you go.
With the Smarks.
Yes.
All right. So one of the last things I want to bring up in the news side is Matt Hardy posting a cryptic message in Twitter telling everybody thank you for being with him through all these years.
Matt
Are
or
we
Jeff?
going to see a Matt Hardy retire?
Matt or Jeff? Because earlier you said Jeff.
No, it's Matt. Sorry. If I said Jeff, I meant Matt.
No, at lunch you told me Matt, so.
Oh.
No, at lunch you told me Jeff.
Okay, well, I'm telling you Matt. It's Matt.
So one of the Hardy Boys is getting deleted.
Wow.
The one that will be that deletes people might be deleted, but it's not official. He's kind of saying thank you for supporting me all these years. I think I want to thank you for every gimmick he's ever done. They haven't won. They lost the tag team titles, him and Bray. So I don't know.
Jeez, self-deletion, huh?
I guess so.
What is it? What does Jeff say? He's going to classify himself as obsolete.
That sounds about right. That sounds like him.
No, he's going to fade away and classify himself as obsolete.
Jesus. Unrecoverable.
Pretty much. What does Big Ralph think about this?
I don't know. I haven't been wowed by this version of the Awoken one as I was by the Broken one.
Yeah, he was a lot bigger in TNA.
It's all a little weird to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hollywood has sent me many videos, also repetitive videos of the deleting thing, and I was just like, why do you keep showing me this?
Because it's awesome.
So now it's like I can't even not know who they are, even if I wanted to. I just want you guys to know that that's the only reason I even made that reference was because it was kind of like spammed on me.
So he pretty much trolled you.
Yeah, like spammed me, trolled me, kind of like didn't give me a choice. So here we are.
Delete. I think Matt should retire, because if you watch him walk around, like he doesn't look good. He walks with the limp. It looks like he's always in pain. I'm just like, dude, you need to retire.
It's like he lost a step.
Yeah. Or he has a hitch in his step. Something's wrong. Why do I hear an echo?
Yeah, I hear an echo too.
I hope it's not me.
Turn your speakers down.
Well, I mean, it's pretty quiet in here. I don't know.
Your room is kind of echoey, though.
It probably, yeah, because my house is all wood floors, so it's probably like, you can probably hear what's going on, like, downstairs.
Are you wearing a headset?
No, I have a very nice speaker that I bought.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
We're
hearing the feedback from us.
Oh, that is probably what it is. Alright, I'm turning my thing down. Alright, say something.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, I turned it down. Does it sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, but now you're kind of soft, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit.
This is a professional podcast you're listening to. People.
Yeah.
Alright, and I also moved the microphone away from the computer, so...
That's all good.
Alright.
All right, so that was the news. Anybody else have any news they want to put in this? Anything they've heard around the world?
No, sorry, I haven't heard anything. I don't watch the news, sorry. And
I did read something where Cody Rhodes is helping a fan get to the event because he sold a ticket, or he bought a ticket to the All-In event, so that's kind of interesting.
I know that
Nice.
Madison Rayne is going to be at All In. So is Rey Mysterio, and they tried to get Rey Mysterio under contract before he went to All In because they didn't want him at the event.
Well, that didn't happen.
Nope.
All right, so let's start this week's Raw. I am echoing. You hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I mean, I hear me. So let's...
I hear like two Joes.
I know!
Is it still me?
Yeah.
You guys, this didn't happen last time. What the hell?
I just realized after hearing myself, I'm very annoying.
Oh, no, you're not.
Now you know
No.
what we have to do.
I know.
with.
I'm like, you guys have to put up with this?
No, seriously, I'm sorry, but out of everybody, Joe, I think you have the best podcast voice.
Here, well, welcome to Movie Phone. Thank you and goodbye.
All right, I moved even farther away, so hopefully you can't hear yourself anymore.
Hello, my name is
Hello?
Hollywood Marcus.
And I'm Jose Sands.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Sounds good.
All right,
Yeah.
just making sure. God.
Remember to keep all this in the podcast. Don't edit anything out.
Nah, I'm keeping it. All right, so this past week, a week ago, we saw Roman Reigns defeat Bobby Lashley to become the number one contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal title. Kurt Angle made an ultimatum saying that if Brock Lesnar does not show up this week on Raw, he would be stripped of the title. This week, Lesnar did show up on Raw, but said, I'm not coming out. Not going to come out to the show. Kurt now tells the Advocate, Paul Heyman, that if the Beast does not come out to the ring, then Heyman's contract will be null and void. He'll fire him, I guess, for another lack of a better word. So towards the end of the Raw, at the end of the night, towards the middle of the night, Stephanie McMahon tells Angle to have Roman Reigns removed or he'll lose his opportunity at the title at SummerSlam. Angle then demands that Lesnar comes out, and Heyman says, Heyman says he's not, and just before Angle terminates Heyman's contract, out comes the Beast. Lesnar then F5s Angle and chokes out Heyman. Is this a good... And if you listen, it sounds like Miami, again, our hometown here, is actually cheering for Roman Reigns. What do you guys think about this whole segment? Are you interested, or is it just kind of like, well, if Heyman's out of the picture, then that means Lesnar's not coming back?
I think if you turn on Heyman, that's when you get the crowd to boo you and cheer Reigns. But from what I understand, those cheers you heard for Roman were fed through the audio system and not the people in the actual audience. So I'm not sure if they're trying to pull some chicanery on us.
How are you finding this information?
Because, sir, I listen to podcasts other than this one, and one of the portions of the show is somebody in attendance in the arena calls in and they give a report on how the vibe was in the arena. So the podcast host asked him, so what happened when everybody started cheering for Roman? He was like, I didn't hear that. So then they came to the conclusion that it was fed through the speakers because there was a lot of Daniel Cormier chants, the UFC champion, and all those were edited out of the program that we saw on TV. So I think that as much as they try to play it off that Roman is the star, I think that match gets booed out of the building. And I don't think people at this point care for either one of them.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
You were talking about Roman?
Yeah. It's like what you said last week. Like, he has no emotion, he has no expression. Like, he doesn't make you invested or want to watch the product. So,
No.
I think it's going to be a bad deal for both of them, especially without Heyman. I hope Braun cashes in.
If he still keeps the
briefcase.
It's a briefcase,
yeah.
yeah. He's looking. All right, so let's talk about another match and another feud that's gone way too long. What?
Nobody else has any thoughts or opinions about this?
Ralph usually says I'm thinking about it.
No,
I'm
I'm
good
just.
with that.
I'm not interested in another. I mean, this is what the 1 millionth time that I'm watching Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar. I'm just I'm fed up and tired of it that it's like, I have.
Wait, did Brock Lesnar win?
No, he was just there.
Oh.
It wasn't. He didn't wrestle. It was just a segment with him to try to hype up the SummerSlam match.
Oh, I see.
But it's kind of like I've seen it too many times. I was like, I really don't care about the outcome anymore.
Mm-hmm.
To put it in context for you, Liz, Brock Lesnar has been Universal Champion for over a year, and he's only defended the title, say, 5 or 6 times within that year, when usually you're contractually obligated to defend it once every 60 days.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, add those numbers up. So people...
Oh, yeah, I you know what? I didn't know that. That's some new info.
Yeah, but the contractually obligated time is really whenever they decide to put that rule into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Special treatment much?
yeah, he's getting paid more per match than anybody else on the roster right now just because of who he is. And you never see him on the show, but yet he's your main champion. So it's kind of like, yeah, we're kind of tired of you now.
Yeah, well, if Roman Reigns freaking stepped it up a little bit, maybe he'd be getting paid more too.
Ah,
Wow.
somebody's
Sorry.
a little rough.
Was that a little savage? I'm sorry.
No, but that's what you're known for. Keep it up.
I didn't know
That's
that.
what she's
Mark,
known for.
just
I
so
thought it
you
was
know.
making jewelry,
No, Liz is savage.
not being savage.
No, Liz is savage. You haven't seen the savage side of her yet. I have. She's savage.
I'm pretty intense.
Uh-oh.
I'll call you out. I'm gonna call you out.
This is why you're in the women's event that you're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, because I'm so savage that I'm gonna get in there and I'm literally gonna win just by talking crap. I'm gonna win the whole thing.
You're gonna take Alexa Bliss's job if you keep doing stuff like that.
Right? My hair's gonna be pink soon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez. Calm down. It's not that kind of podcast. Jeez.
I don't.
I know.
I know. Continue.
Wait, what? I don't know what I said. What did you guys think I said?
It was Hollywood's reaction to you saying you're gonna get pink in your hair. He was like, "Oh wow," and I was like, "Oh, calm down, buddy."
Yeah, Hollywood.
Rein it in.
What were you trying to imply that I said?
I'm good. Next subject.
What the
Ah.
You're stupid.
So, somebody went to curb their mouth on that one. They were like, "You're stupid."
G-rated. Keep it G-rated. I'm trying. Really trying.
All right, so another feud that's been going on way too long. We have Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin. Corbin got the win this time. We got a 50-50 booking here. They have great matches, I have to say. But are they diminishing Finn Balor here by having him lose to Corbin?
I don't think so. I mean, how many times has Finn Balor lost already, and he's still a liked guy?
It's not about likability. He's just he can never win the big one. It doesn't look it.
Excuse
Whoa.
me. Sorry. I hiccuped.
It's alright.
Thanks. Keep going. Continue.
I don't think you can hurt Balor. I think Corbin can gain stock, though. He did look good in that match. That was the best I've ever seen him, but I don't think Balor is hurt by a loss just because of who he is.
I agree. But, I mean, it doesn't make him look good for a number one contendership to any type of championship at this point.
No, not that's Balor, but maybe down the line you're like, wait, I can't win the big one as Balor. Maybe he brings back the Demon.
I think they're going to set that up sooner or later, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I think it's headed for, too, because this is, I think, a feud that you only end if the Demon's involved.
The Demon.
I have to show Liz the Demon. She hasn't seen it yet.
Again,
You're
let's
gonna
keep
control
this
her with the
PG.
Demon?
I'll show you the demon.
I didn't intend it.
I'm going to show Liz the Demon. All right, calm
I
down,
didn't-
buddy.
Oh,
Between the pink
gross.
hair and now showing the Demon, I don't know what's going on here.
I didn't mean it that way. That's how you took it, so I don't know where your mind's
Oh,
at.
now people are taking it?
Oh, man.
Love you.
So
Oh,
let's start with the the next match, which we have Natalya with Ronda Rousey versus Alicia Fox, who's coming back in the frame, or in the mix, because of an injured Mickie James. She's accompanied by Alexa Bliss. Fox wins this one, which is very rare for Fox to win a match, but that's because, chicanery. It was a decent match, though, and I like the build towards SummerSlam. And next week we're going to have Ronda face Fox, so that's also kind of fun to see.
Kill her.
Oh yeah, but I mean, she plays it very good. I like Ronda. I think she's very interesting. I like the character. I like that she takes the beatings from the women and then she dishes them out later. Underdog coming from underneath.
She's
Story's
all in.
good. Yeah, no, she's really showing her chops.
Do you guys sorry.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the females or the males better?
You know what? I think because, and I can't speak for Ralph or Hollywood, but for years we've seen really bad female wrestling. Not that they were bad.
Bad is a good word.
I mean,
They were
it was bad. It was because of the time period, what they did and how they were. You had one or two really good wrestlers on the card. The revolution or the evolution of the women, because now you just have them treating them and training them just like they do the men. So there's no favoritism in this. Mm-hmm. They're really pushing them, and some of the matches, and I even said in some of the pay-per-views in the past, the women's matches seemed much better than the men's.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it, and I get excited because not because of their women, but because they're putting on good matches, because they're actually telling good stories, and it's some of the same stories we've heard and seen, but it's new because of the girls being involved, and there's different twists to it. So
yeah,
it's interesting. And I write this on the Smackdown one, which we'll get to later. So the match after this I want to highlight was Braun Strowman versus Jinder Mahal, who's trying to help Braun channel his anger, be a little more calm. Now Mahal wins by countout because Kevin Owens tries to steal the Money in the Bank briefcase. I like this match, that it was a good match, but only to highlight the stipulation in SummerSlam, where if Braun Strowman loses by any means, by countout, by disqualification, he could still lose the Money in the Bank briefcase, and with the possibility that Kevin Owens can now have it at that point. So I like that it doesn't have to be a physical, I have to pin him, but I can do other things, and with the Kevin Owens character, it's going to work really well on that in that match. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking, because I know Kevin Owens.
Oh, could you get him on a podcast?
Yeah, I can get him on a podcast.
All right, give him a call.
Wait, guys, I have to tell you something.
Go.
What?
I met somebody today at work who knows the CEO. Is his name Vince?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I met a guy today that came into my job. He works for WWE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, do you know anybody famous? And he was like, he said a couple names, and I'm sorry, I don't know who anyone is, really. So, but he did say that the CEO, Vince, what's his last name?
McMahon?
Yeah, he said he's like the nicest guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, Marcus, you'd be interested to know this. The guy I met today, he works in IT for WWE.
Ah.
Oh.
Yep.
Better ask him if he has any openings. Maybe Marcus wants to go to Connecticut.
I tried. But, yeah, actually, well, it sucks because customers don't really come back all that often because it's tires. So, when you come back every couple years for tires, so...
Well, you have his information, just be like, yo.
Yeah, but I don't remember what his name was.
Look at the invoice.
I don't have the invoice. He has his invoice.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I remember what he looks like, so if I saw him again, I'd know, but I don't know his name. What am I going to do? Use the system to look him up and get his personal information and call him outside of work? That's so bad.
Just say your name is Olivia.
You would you would do it for love, right?
The era of Olivia is over, thank God.
Oh my gosh. All right. What was your question?
Well, now my question is, wouldn't you go through all that trouble to get the number just for love? I mean, it gets him to Connecticut. It gets him a job with something that he enjoys. He gets the ins. I mean, wouldn't you want to do that?
Of course, but he's got to get his degree first.
Wow, just outed you on a podcast, man.
Why did everybody gasp? Like, come on, that's his plan anyway.
Yeah. All right, so
Marcus,
I think Kevin wins it.
All right, Ralph, what do you think?
I think Kevin wins it that he cashes in on the main event. I don't think Strowman needs the briefcase to be in the title picture, or he could probably get a title shot whenever he wants. I don't think he needs a briefcase. I think everything Kevin's been through, being thrown off cages, being dumped in porta potties, I think Kevin gets it.
I don't want him to get it. I want the monster to cash it in, just because I've already seen Kevin as a champion. I would like to see what Braun Strowman can do as the champion, and big guys need to stick together.
Big girls too.
Okay.
What? Did you say big girls?
Yeah, is that what we're talking about? I'm lost. I actually don't really know what we're talking about. I just threw that in there.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Big girls apply too.
Is it... Okay.
I meant Big Ralph and Braun Strowman, but
they're tall and big guys.
Big guys. All right.
But I guess Ralph's taking applications for big girls. So there we go.
Why not?
You should.
All right. So next match, you got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Rollins wins via DQ. Rollins can pretty much have a match with anybody. I like the DQ finish because it keeps McIntyre strong. But are we ready for this whole Intercontinental thing and Rollins and Dolph and Drew, all this to be over with?
Now, I was telling Hollywood, when was it? Sometime this week. I was telling him that it looks like they're gearing up for Dean Ambrose to come in and help Seth Rollins.
I didn't think about that. That's pretty good.
That's in the interview right before he gets beat up backstage. He kind of hints as like, well, it's kind of hard to go against two people just myself. So maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I took it as like, oh, maybe he needs help, and he's not gonna get help from Mr. Egotistical Roman Reigns, because he wants to be solo again for the title.
Which
so maybe Dean Ambrose.
That's a good point.
That's something good. Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, it happens once in a while.
I mean, you are ahead on points, so.
That is true.
Hey guys.
What?
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think the WWE will ever be over?
No.
No? Well, you're gonna get so much hate mail for that. Sorry.
I don't think...
It's a valid question.
Yeah. I mean,
They have a pretty strong... they have a strong corner on the market, and I think the only people that even come close to them right now are Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they're still like leagues behind WWE. So.
Yeah, because they're family friendly.
Well, not only are they family friendly, but they're more worldwide.
Right, they're pretty mainstream.
But not Titus Worldwide.
No.
Well,
they do have Titus Worldwide in there, so it does make them worldwide.
All right. So they're pretty solid. They're not going anywhere.
No, and with his daughter and his son-in-law taking over eventually, it'll be another 20 years, 25 years maybe.
Unless they decide to sell it and then somebody dissolves the company, but
right.
All right, I don't know, just kind of a thought.
All right, so the last match I want to bring up is Sasha and Bayley versus the Riot Squad, which is Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Sasha and Bayley for the win. Is this team up, having them stay together, is this heading towards a feud, the tag team titles? What do you guys think? And if there is a feud coming up, who do you think turns? Is it going to be Bayley? Sasha?
I would love it for it to be Sasha, because I would like to see the boss again, but I don't know, the way they've made it so far, it looks like it might be Bayley turning.
but you have to figure, what's her name? Ruby Riot's coming back soon, and they might impose the Freebird rule, so you might have the Warrior Squad win it.
But for the tag team, right?
Yeah, for the tag team. Maybe the fact that they lose the tag team match, they're like, oh, I can't count on you, so one of them turns on the other one.
Well, I would have them win it first, and then have Ruby Riot come back and so descent within the ranks, basically. And then that's when you have the big turn.
But you have to look at it this way. It's like, oh, it's the first ever. Well, not the first ever, because I think they had one back in the yesteryears. Did they?
Probably, but I don't think you give it to people like Ruby. Not Ruby, but Sarah.
No, but you have Sasha. It's like, oh, it's the first. It's our first time and going for it, and it's like we're making history, and it's like, oh, we failed. We failed to make history.
It's a good story.
So that could be the spark that sets them. That's the last straw.
But
And
Liv
then they start
Morgan,
feuding.
no, I think you have enough blondes as champions. You have Alexa, Carmella. Do you want to give another blonde a title in Liv Morgan? I mean,
well, maybe it doesn't have to be the Riot Squad. You still have the Iconics out there.
Oh, they're great. They're amazing. I would love if they became tag team champions.
Right. So you know, if you're going to do a women's title or tag team titles, I would make it universal to all brands, not just Raw. And then you know you can have anybody. So I would say if you're going to have that scenario, you would do the Iconics versus Sasha and Bayley, like best friends versus best friends, and then team goes south.
So would the titles float between brands?
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? You don't have enough women to do a full tag team. I guess if you have 50, but they're all pulling from the past, so you don't think all those are going to be under contract,
True. Unless you bring in like a Intercontinental Women's title or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet. I think they got to get that tag title going first before they do something like that.
The Women's Tag Team Championships of the world.
All right, that's all I have for Raw. Liz, after a while, we just let him talk, and then we just go, okay.
All right.
Oh, man.
So
It just sounded like incredibly wrong.
yeah, it just
Why?
I apologize.
Oh,
I shouldn't have.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Why?
Sorry.
Your mind went there automatically, didn't it?
I couldn't help it. I was actually like zoning out a little bit. I'm sorry. And then I came back and I was like, excuse me.
all right, so that's it. That's all I have for Raw. Do you guys want to add anything else that happened within the last couple of weeks, I guess, because we weren't here last week?
If I'm being honest, I don't pay attention to Raw as much as I should because there's 3 hours, and I just can't sit there for 3 hours watching a TV show, so...
I'm telling you, do the Hulu like I do, man. It's hour 30.
Liz, does your Hulu still work?
Yeah, it does. I checked.
Okay.
I made sure that the person that I leech off of didn't cancel it.
Cool. So I might have a Hulu. We'll see.
Okay, you don't because I don't know the sign-in information and I'm not going to ask for it.
Well, I don't have Hulu.
You don't have Hulu. Find someone else to steal it off of.
You had a high, then a low.
No, I'm coasting, man.
Didn't mean to give you any hope there.
I got Guinness. I'm okay.
Ah.
You know what? I have
Mick Ultra?
the most expensive light beer. I think. That's what I was told. I don't really know. But you know what? I need another one.
Go for it.
I've had 3.
What the hell?
And I thought Marcus was bad.
I know, right?
It's been a hard week, guys.
I never drink more than one a night, so.
Really?
Oh, come on. No, at the end of one of our podcasts, you just heard him talking nonsense. We're like, okay, we got to go.
One Guinness?
It
What?
was like, how's that? And it was like, whoa, Marcus, all right.
That was probably because it was like 11:30 at night or
It
something.
was probably that, too.
Tired.
Oh my god.
All right, so heading on to SmackDown. Now, what I wanted to highlight is that SmackDown this week, and I don't know about last week, but this week was pretty much all about the women and the women's title. And I thought they did a great job, like they did with Raw, of putting a lot of focus on that. And I think SmackDown does very good with both the women's division and the tag team division, better than what Raw does. I don't know if any of you agree or disagree with that statement.
Yeah, because it's a shorter show.
Yeah, but you would think if you have a longer show, you would have more time to do stuff. So why aren't they highlighting it as good as SmackDown?
I think, I don't know, man. Like, Raw's longer, so you have to spread the roster out a little bit more. You lose attention. Plus, I think since it's longer, they try to fill it with more fluff than actual stuff that you want to see. Well, as far as SmackDown, since you're time constrained, you have to get all your good stuff in while you can.
Yeah, but there's a
I
lot of
think
fluff
that
this
because-
week, if you think about it.
Yeah, this
I
was
think because Raw is their main show, they want to put like all the big names that they can and just shove them down the TV. It's like, oh, here we have Roman Reigns, we have Lesnar, we have this, we have that, we have that. So you don't see as much talented wrestling as you do in SmackDown.
Yeah, I think SmackDown has more of the workers.
Probably. I'd agree with that statement. So let's talk about the workers. We see the number one contender, Becky Lynch, start the show by letting us know that she's going to be on top, that she's going to beat Carmella. And of course, what happens but Carmella comes out and gives a heartfelt promo about how, people don't think she should be making it. She shouldn't be here. She can't wrestle. People on social media badmouth her all the time. After she does this great promo, which she did really good with, James Ellsworth's music comes on, and as Becky Lynch goes to see, Carmella attacks her from behind, kind of plays out, haha, I fooled you. She's starting to beat up, get a chair, starts to beat her up. Next thing you got Charlotte Flair, the returning Charlotte Flair, comes out and stops the attack. Now, due to tricking and the attack of General Manager Paige, says, Carmella, you will face Charlotte Flair today to see, and if she wins, she will be added to the Women's Championship match at SummerSlam, which will effectively make it a triple threat. So the main event of SmackDown was Charlotte Flair versus Carmella, where Carmella taps out to the figure 8, and now Charlotte is added to the match at SummerSlam, making it a triple threat. So, was it good? Because there's something else I want to point out down the line, but making it a triple threat, is that good? Does that hide some of the flaws of Carmella, or do you think it should have been more one-on-one? And are we going to see a feud coming up now with Charlotte and Becky?
Go ahead.
Anybody?
All right. I think Charlotte is much better as a heel than a face. I think adding her to the match takes away, or it hides what Carmella lacks. So I think you could get more of a quality match. Plus, if Becky wins, which I hope she does, you can continue that storyline going forward with Charlotte being, all right, you got me. She goes heel on Becky, and then we have a continuing story. I would rather Carmella drop the title. I don't want Charlotte to win it because she really doesn't deserve to just get the title after being away and just showing us. That's no. And have you noticed that they're using the I'm a good guy, I'm sorry, blah, 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 and then have them turn? Like, Alexa's done it a few times. Carmella's doing it. Like, I think they need something new.
Well, I think, I guess they could use something new, but I think it's very effective because it kind of hits on a lot of...
It works works. It works for their character.
Yeah. The other thing is, why would you want Charlotte to go heel? I mean, the way it's set up, it looks like it would be better to be Becky to go heel.
Be Becky, yeah.
Just because Charlotte's a much better heel than Becky is.
Yeah,
she's
but
more effective as a heel.
But Charlotte's getting cheered, so
Becky's getting cheered. Becky's getting the second amount of pops behind AJ Styles. It's like AJ, then it's Becky. I don't think you want to turn your top babyface female heel.
I see
if
what
that
you're
makes
saying.
sense.
I see your point, but if you saw the segment where she sees that Charlotte won, her face kind of looks like she's pissed off.
I would be too.
So if Charlotte wins the title, which is most likely what I think is going to happen, I think you have, instead of a congratulations and a hug and a tea time, I think you have Becky just turn on her and do what Sasha and Bayley should have done a long time ago. You're going to have that feud going on.
It's not a bad feud.
Oh man, you should have seen Liz dropkick that one chick though.
Hey, she's under contract. She can't talk about that stuff.
Oh, sorry.
I cannot disclose anything. Sorry.
Are you under a no compete clause?
Yeah, I just I want to be able to kick some butt, so I don't want to get fired or anything. Can't talk about it.
I respect that.
I'm gonna win this thing, guys. Watch.
What thing? We don't even know you're in it.
I can't tell you that either.
Right. But you'll win it. Whatever it is you can't tell us about.
Exactly. You're getting it.
All right. Whoa, got a ding. So, we have the tag team tournament still going on. Last week we saw the New Day defeat Sanity. This is for the right to fight the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. So this week we had the New Day...
That much of a prize.
Huh?
Sorry.
Is that much of a prize? Is that what you said? So we have the Usos face the Bar. Now, this is a great match if you saw it. The two great tag teams putting on a phenomenal match. The Bar comes up with the victory. They will face the New Day next week, and we will see who will face the Bludgeon Brothers. It sounded funnier when I wrote it. Now it doesn't sound so funny. I'm looking at my knee like, no, not funny when you put the execution of it. So do you think we have the Bar? I think the Bar would be the better tag team to go against the Bludgeon Brothers. What do you guys think?
I agree. I see them more of a threat to the Bludgeon Brothers than I see the New Day. I mean, if there was a second Big E in the mix, I'd be like, yeah, two Big E's, they can double E, they can take the Bludgeon Brothers.
Aren't the Bludgeon Brothers, not the Bludgeon Brothers, the Bar, aren't they heels?
Yes.
So it's a heel versus heel?
Why not? You can turn the... I think they get cheers when they come out. And I think you can turn the Bar if you wanted to.
I mean, Vegeta was a heel.
Oh
and
gosh,
he turned
no,
good.
no, please.
And the Bludgeon Brothers do the fusion. The Bar does the fusion.
Slowly.
Wow, I didn't know what you guys were talking about until you mentioned Vegeta, and then I was like, that's what a heel is.
Yeah, that's.
Of course,
this comes in every once in a while.
I mean,
to talk Dragon Ball. It's very
Sasuke was the
painful.
heel, and then he turned face. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sasuke?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. I don't think I agree.
No, I'm slowly taking a razor blade to.
You don't think Sasuke was the heel?
Nah, heel to who?
What?
You're getting off topic. Marcus, stay on topic.
Whatever. Let's go to Hot Topic.
Okay.
What the hell were we talking
You
about?
were saying
The
you
Bar,
can have heels versus heels.
You could turn the Bar face.
You can.
I think they've
Very
been
quickly.
heel for so long. It's like
I'm
they're
still
due for a change.
irritated that Cesaro's being wasted. I think he should be a single. I think he should be a champion. But who am I to talk? But I don't know, man. The Bludgeon Brothers to me are boring. Their gimmick is boring. their matches are boring. Put it back on the Bar or the Usos or whoever, and let's see some competitive matches, not just like 2-second destructions of people. Yeah.
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 No,
Yeah.
I have to pause to see if anybody else is going to talk, because usually I talk over everybody. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pausing.
No, that's all right. Do what you gotta do.
Dude, this beer is making me zone out. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. So we got Samoa Joe cuts a promo promising to send AJ Styles home so he can be with his family. Aw, isn't that sweet?
Mm-hmm.
So
That
this
is
is
so sweet.
another, as Marcus said earlier, a promo from Samoa Joe, which is amazing. He's doing such a great job with these promos. What do you guys think? Are you interested? Is it exciting? Do you want to see AJ versus Samoa in a WWE ring?
I think Samoa Joe wins it. I think he takes the title.
I'm all right with that.
I think AJ's had a really good run. I don't think he was used to the best of his abilities, but
Question.
I think he wins it. I think Samoa Joe takes it. What's your question? Yeah.
Is SummerSlam before or after the release of 2K19?
4.
Then I will have to give it to AJ.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
That's a
Because the
solid
whole
point.
the whole reason they have kept him as the champion is because he is the cover of 2K19 from what I've read, rumors that I've heard. So
The champion of the
if you
world.
if you take it from him before the release of the game, I don't know if the pre-sale's already done, but I don't know if it's gonna hurt you.
And they also have $1 million challenge where you have to fight in a competition, and at the end you face AJ Styles for $1 million to see who wins a match.
He's pretty good at video games.
So there's that. So maybe you're right. There's something to that. You might have something there. But then again, I think October is when the game comes out. We're in August. You got a couple of months. You got 2 more pay-per-views in there, so maybe. They could always let him lose it and gain it back. Plus, you got to think that in October 6th, I think it was, I saw, they're doing that big one in Australia. So he could win it there if he loses
Yeah, but
it
Joe's
here.
pretty big in Australia, though.
Well, I didn't know that, but okay.
So I don't know, you might want to have. Samoa Joe is the reason why the Ring of Honor Championship is considered a world title. Did you know that?
Nope.
Because he defended it. He was the first person to defend it outside of the United States. So yeah. Now you know. It's a little bit of history for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for throwing down some history to me, sir.
I had to.
So we also saw Jeff Hardy come out to challenge or call out Randy Orton, who proceeds to beat the living hell out of Jeff Hardy, and he tries to or attempts to erase Jeff Hardy by smearing his paint off. Does this wicked DDT off the announce table. Of course, Nakamura's in there somewhere. Are we going to see another triple threat match? Is this a U.S. title triple threat match between Hardy, Orton, and Nakamura? And on top of that, do you think this beating that Jeff Hardy's been taking by Orton, these savage beatings, are more Attitude Era beatings than PG beatings?
Yeah.
It's
But
Orton. He can get away with it.
I think Orton's maybe the only one in the roster right now that can get away with beatings like that.
Kind of don't care about this angle, to be honest with you. I don't think Nakamura is living up to his hype, even though he's a terrific heel. Orton, to me, I like this character better, but it's still kind of meh, and I think Hardy needs to retire, so I don't know.
Wow, you're already calling for this Hardy to retire as well.
Yeah, dude, they both need to retire. They're both, beat up tremendously. Jeff Hardy can't even do the Swanton anymore.
I think is his ankle still?
Is he still
Still
wrestling
having,
injured?
Yeah.
I think he is.
So I think maybe you have him for one last match, and then he goes to heal up.
Yeah, I think if he just took time off and just relaxed, I think he'll be a lot better because they're both extremely beat up, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they can always work at the PC, right? To help him with characterization, moves.
Like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be bad. Or maybe they have other things on the horizon. Who knows?
Well, they're always into something. Like Jeff has his band and he paints, and I don't know what the hell Matt does in his compound with his people. So
maybe he could do more production. I mean, he did pretty good with all that Hardy Compound stuff.
they should be producers. They need to take a creative directive with the company, I think.
All right, so the last segment we have here is the Daniel Bryan who calls out The Miz because last week The Miz threw a plastic baby at Daniel Bryan, then proceeded to beat him. So this time, Bryan comes out to call out The Miz. The Miz appears on the Titantron, and Bryan decides to challenge him for SummerSlams, where The Miz says, hell no. What do you guys think of this angle? I mean, we're going to see him at SummerSlam no matter what, but, I mean, I don't know what the whole baby thing kind of was weird and awkward.
Yeah. I got Snitsky's flashbacks when I saw that.
Now, they didn't kick the baby.
No, but he threw it.
That's true.
So, close enough. I was like, really? Like, that, the first time it didn't go over well. This second time is like, it maybe went a little better because, like, it's The Miz, and he's a better heel. He can pull it off, but it's still like, no, don't try a third time. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think, from what I understand, Daniel Bryan hasn't re-signed his contract, and his contract expires September 1st. So the Miz might win this if Daniel Bryan doesn't resign.
I doubt Daniel Bryan's going anywhere. I'm sure Brie is very involved with WWE. I think he wants to secure his family. You know, I think the money's there for him, so I don't believe he's going anywhere.
Not only is the money there for him, is like Brie has to be like, well, you know, this company will take care of you.
Right, especially medically.
Yeah, if you leave to like New Japan, there's like maybe the healthcare might not be as good.
What do you mean?
So
He has to buy his own health care anyway.
Right, but at least there's doctors at ringside. If he gets hurt, there's somebody there to grab him, and hey, we can rush him to a hospital. We can get him what he needs. It's not like, you know, he's still prone to concussion even though he's been cleared.
I can understand that. I don't know. I think Miz needs to be WWE champion by the end of the year, though. I think he deserves it. But anyway,
I don't know if he'll be by the end of the year. Maybe next year.
This is falling asleep, so we should probably get to her segment.
You want to do her segment? That's not a problem. All right,
Okay.
Huh?
No, sorry. Here I am.
All right, so, as we said earlier, this is Marks and Smarks. We are the Smarks, and so we decided to bring in a Mark. So this week we enlisted the help of the infamous The Liz again for her input on the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy the Macho Man Savage match at WrestleMania 3 for the Intercontinental title. The Liz, tell us, what do you think? Or your breakdown of what you thought of the match. How about that?
All right, guys. So I got to start out by saying that I am not a professional at the wrestling thing like you guys are. You know everything there is to know. So as soon as I started watching this video, I was like, oh my god, it's from the 90s. It's got to be.
The 80s, the early 80s.
Oh my god. It's even later. Okay, so it's from the 80s. And you know how I knew that? I was like, okay, so I was thinking 80s or 90s. And you know how I knew that? Whoever that chick is, Elizabeth, she was like riding in on that Sasquatch guy. That's literally what it seemed like. She rode in on a Sasquatch. Whoever that guy, Cam Splanch, yeah. Because that dude was so hairy. I was like, wow. I couldn't stop looking at him, and they kept like shooting right over his shoulder, like right off of his back, and it was just covered in like a layer of thick hair, and I was like, what the? Anyways, she rode in on him, and honestly, I don't know who Elizabeth is. I have no idea. I was like, they just kept mentioning her and like how upset she was, and I was like, who is this chick? Is she somebody's wife?
She was Macho Man's wife in real life.
So what was her part in the match?
George Animal Steel kidnapped her.
No, she was using him as transportation.
No, he literally went to the ring. Did you watch a pre-match video? Because it was in there. He kidnapped her.
It didn't look like him.
Because she was Macho Man's manager.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie that this video was confusing me, and it wasn't like the last one you guys had me watch. Obviously, the last one was like super current, and this one I could immediately tell was very old. And I have to admit though, when I was watching it, that the style hasn't really changed much in all this time.
That match was ahead of its time though for the era.
Really?
Yeah, that match was far ahead of its time. It's more like a modern match. That match holds up now.
Yeah, it did. It did seem like a modern match. So that's what made me think that it was that like the way that their formula for things really hadn't changed all that much. But I guess that's just because they were, as you said, ahead of their time. I'm trying to think. So I don't know why, and I really apologize, but I had a really hard time following this one. It really just wasn't as clear to me what was going on. There was a lot of talking. Seemed like there was a lot more people involved. Elizabeth, the Sasquatch. I think he's like the animal guy or whatever.
George Steel.
Oh yeah, okay. I just call it how I see it, guys. All right, calling it how I see it.
You can call him Chewbacca because of the fur.
Literally.
Oh, let's have some respect because, like, out of the 4 people involved in this match, 3 of them are dead. So.
Oh shit. Sorry.
Way to bring bring everyone down.
I know, right? Why'd you have to bring that up?
Is Elizabeth dead?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, Macho Man, and George Still.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what was that? 30 years ago? Something like that.
Like
85, 86?
85? No. 86 maybe. 85, 86. Yeah.
So that's over 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, because I'm 34. And shut up. And that happened. Yeah, like 32 years ago.
That's 30. If it was
32?
86, it's 32 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, but
the year I was born in.
Elizabeth died from cocaine. Macho Man died from a heart attack
God.
while driving. I don't know how George Still died, but it's whatever.
Yeah. All right, that was morbid. Sorry. Sorry to take it there.
Keep going.
You didn't take it there. That was all Hollywood.
No,
he
that
took
was
it
all
there.
I was
He
going
could
to
have
say,
just let
actually,
it
it was
go.
his fault. It was
Got
his
him.
fault.
He's the one who always brings morbid to this. He's like, rest in peace, Bobby Heenan. When we're talking about something happy.
You know why?
Stop doing memorials.
Because they got him.
Because they got him. He got deleted.
Wow! Wow! Okay.
That was probably mad disrespectful, so probably more hate mail for that, too.
Continue with your review before, like, shit happens to us.
I'm sorry. I know. I didn't write anything down today, so I'm winging it.
It's okay. You're
Just
doing
too
good.
savage today. It's been a long week.
Keep going.
All right. I have to admit that I really don't have as much for you guys this week, and I'm really sorry. Like I said, I was having a hard time following that match, and they kept doing the same moves over and over again, and I kept forgetting who was Ricky and who was Randy and who was Randy and who was Ricky. And because they looked like the same person, just one had white pants on, and I kept forgetting who was who. And I also was wondering why this guy's name was Steamboat and Dragon at the same time. It just didn't make any sense. And then you know how I figured out who was Dragon? He had dragons on his socks, and I was like, that's the guy. All right, I know who's who now.
His socks?
Yeah, he had dragons on his socks.
On his boots?
Were those boots?
Yeah.
All right, those boots then. So that's how I figured it out. That's a side note. I was having trouble with that. And also, like, both started with R, so they're like, Ricky, Randy, Ricky. Ricky's grabbing Randy's hair. Randy. And I was like, who is who? All right, but I figured it out. There was a lot of hair pulling in that match. I will also mention that. Because even the guys doing all the screaming and announcing, they were like, he's like, get out of his hair. And I was like, okay. Lots of hair pulling. Catty. Trying to remember what else. So, I'm gonna admit something. I skipped ahead in the video.
Wow!
I know. I'm sorry. I I had to join you guys on here, and there was still like another 10 more minutes of the video, and I was like, all right, they just keep hitting each other the same exact way. Like, they literally kept pulling the same moves, and I was like, so you can probably just skip like 8 minutes. And don't hate me, okay?
I don't want to hate you, but I'm just like disappointed. I'm like, what the? Wow.
I know. Wow. I feel like I'm like half as impressive as last time.
I'm judging you now.
Actually, no, it's not my fault. I'm gonna blame you because you gave me a match that I was having a hard time watching.
I didn't give it to you. Joe gave it to you.
Oh. Okay. I'm still blaming you though.
What? Damn. Okay.
See,
Joe, I can't win.
Oh, I lost my earpiece.
I think you should get used to that.
I can't hear you. Yeah, so I skipped ahead, and I just see him, like, walk over to this table, and he, like, pushes a guy by the throat onto the floor. I thought that was pretty funny. And he, like, grabs the bell from him, and he's trying to ding it, and then, like, trying to get back into the ring, he, like, knocks himself out, and I was like, what? Are you serious? And then they're all just, like, so the referee, is that what they call it, the referee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the official term. Okay, because I'm like, this is not a soccer match. I don't know if that's the right word for it.
They have football, basketball, they're refs.
All right, I don't know. I just thought maybe it might be something different, you know?
The official.
Okay, that guy. Well, he's even, like, on the ground moaning and, like, all in pain. They're all doing it, and, like, the bell is just sitting there, and I'm like, still confused. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what am I watching? And all of a sudden, I think, crap, I don't know which one was Randy and which one was Ricky.
Randy is the one in the shorts, and Ricky's the one with the white pants.
Can you repeat that? Because I already forgot.
Randy Savage is the guy with the shorts. You can see his legs. Ricky wears pants. You can't see his legs.
Okay, Randy was the one who won.
No, Ricky won.
Oh my god, I don't know. Why? They're the same person.
Dude, okay, continue.
Oh man, I'm totally letting you down right now.
No, you're not. It's just gold.
This is gold?
Yes.
This is Mark Gold?
Yes, you're a mark right now.
Is that a term that you guys came up with, or is that like a real thing?
It's a real thing.
Oh. I meant to ask that. Okay, I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just teasing you guys.
At the P, hurry up.
I'm trying to get to the point. I'm just like, oh my god, I've had beer and I'm tired and I'm just like trying to get to the end. So yeah, Randy won. And really
Ricky won.
Oh shit. So Ricky won.
Yeah.
And honestly, through that whole match again, alright, so the first match you guys had me do, about halfway through, I could kind of tell who was going to win because Roman Reigns just was like not getting back up, and anytime he tried to kind of frisk back up, he couldn't. He just didn't. He was back down. So I could kind of tell that Brock Lesnar was going to take it. This match, I don't know. They seem so even to me. Is that fair to say? Because I think even the end, it was even because that's why he stole that bell, right? Because like neither one of them could finish it, so he was just gonna like try to call time on the other guy. And I don't even know which one of them stole the bell, and then who ended up winning. Was it Ricky who stole the bell?
Savage stole it.
Which one is Savage? Why are you confusing me?
Randy Savage, Randy.
The one with the shorts.
So Randy stole the bell, but Ricky won.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it backfired on him.
Oh, it did. Okay, but why? How?
Because when Savage tried to use the bell, George still pushed him off the top rope, and he hit his head on the way down on the bell. And then Steamboat took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Why? Why? Win the title. Yeah, so who originally had the title?
Savage.
Guy in the shorts.
Randy.
Okay, so Ricky stole it from Randy.
Ricky won it from Randy.
For him?
He won it from him.
That's what I'm saying. He took it.
Yeah, but you make it sound like he stole it. No, he won it.
He won it.
I don't know what you're saying. All right. Do you see why? Okay, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm still going to blame Hollywood, but this was not a good match for me. I don't know if it's me or if it's them or if it's you or the match. I don't know, but it didn't click for me this time. I had a hard time.
No, that's
I'm still
perfectly
having a hard
okay.
time.
So how can you tell the difference between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns?
So Brock Lesnar was a rhinoceros, and Roman Reigns was like was so vanilla.
Oh man! But because these two were so evenly matched, you had a hard time telling them apart.
They kind of looked alike, and all right, you know what? You want to fight?
They look nothing alike.
I think you want to rethink that.
Randy has facial hair. Ricky doesn't. Ricky wears long pants. Randy doesn't.
I could not tell them apart, you guys.
Randy is way more flamboyant.
Oh yeah.
Randy's
all
flamboyant, like super flamboyant.
The only person I could really recognize was the Sasquatch that Elizabeth rode on. Like every time he was in the shot, I'm like, oh, Sasquatch.
Oh my goodness.
So that was really the only person I recognized, and Elizabeth. She looked like Princess Peach.
Okay.
Do you agree? Do you guys know what Princess Peach looks like from Mario?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so go back to that match and look at her. It's like the same dress and everything. Nobody cares. That's okay.
I don't know what to comment on that.
Just agree with me.
Agree. I agree.
You all concur, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We can move on. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that match. I don't want any more 80s matches.
Okay.
Well, that sounded rough. I'm sorry.
Unless no, I was going to say Hogan and Warrior, but that was 1990, so.
Yeah, everybody just looked a little more rough around the edges. I don't know what it was.
That's like when wrestling was wrestling.
I mean, they still did the fake, oh my god, ow, my arm. You just pulled on my arm and I couldn't get away from you, even though I definitely walked with you over to the edge of the ring. But, you know.
It's so fake to you, isn't it?
It's so fake, and that's why I was like, I don't know.
Maybe, you know what, Ralph, maybe you were right. We should show her some barbed wire matches.
I know.
Blood.
Yeah, because Hollywood said we shouldn't give you any blood matches because you would get a little squeamish.
I'm not squeamish with that stuff. I'm just squeamish with, like, scary stories.
Okay, yeah, that's totally different than what Hollywood said. Like, scary stories I understand, but, I mean, he made it sound like you can't see any blood.
Marcus, why are you making up stories about me?
I'm not making up stories, but you don't like that type of stuff.
What makes you think that?
You told me you don't like it. You're like, no, I don't like that.
I went to see the movie It with you.
That's different. That doesn't
No.
count. You went with me. I protect you. That doesn't count.
Oh my god.
Please join us on our next podcast, which is called He Said, She Said, that's coming up soon.
But guess what? She was right the whole time.
What? If you get anything out of this.
I just let her think she's right, but you know how it is.
Oof,
I just
I'm
let you
glad you're
think that you
both in
think
two
that I'm
different
right,
states, because this could be bad tonight. Somebody was sleeping on a couch after this.
Nah.
Yep.
We'll just drink more beer and fall asleep watching Trailer Park Boys.
You know what? That's exactly what would happen.
Or you could just turn on this match and you'll fall asleep.
No, she fell asleep watching. No, she legit fell asleep watching Okada versus Omega. Yeah,
Is that bad?
I don't
No,
yeah,
it's not
I don't
bad,
know
man.
about that.
No, you know what? It's a
common thing because my wife also sometimes falls asleep.
It's not that. Look,
pay-per-views.
you are like we were kids. This was a larger than life people that were doing all these amazing things at the time that you thought was real. And so we're looking at it from when we were kids and then just through life. You're looking at it as, you know, as you're older, as you're wiser to what's going on in the world. So this is all boring to you. Or just not, like you said, it
Not
just
as
seems
fun
fake.
as it is for us.
For us, it's almost like a little nostalgia, a little kid-like. We still have those feelings every once in a while when something happens. Even though we know it's not real and we know it doesn't have anything, like they're not really hurting each other, there's always those once-in-a-while things that make you go, oh, man, that was awesome. So we still have that part of us in there. You're coming not even really caring for the product because you weren't exposed to it like we were. So you're being exposed to it from this point in your life where it's fake. It's not real.
They didn't get me young.
No, and that's the difference, and that's why it's interesting to see someone else's perspective of it, because to us this is like the greatest thing in the world, because at that time period we were younger and we were like, wow, they're really beating each other up. Look, he's getting the bell, he's going to crush his head, and oh my God. Where you're like, oh, why is he getting a bell? You're
like, he just knocked himself out with the bell.
Yeah, so it's different. So next time,
I want to show her an Adam Cole match, and then she'll watch the whole thing.
That's just because you try to sell him to me all the time, and you're like, isn't he handsome? And I'm like,
no, you told me he was hot.
First of all, that was Christina first, and then I just agreed with her.
No, you told me individually.
Okay, I also want you guys to know that he spammed me, Adam Cole. Is that his name?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is Adam Cole a singer? Oh my God, where am I? Who are we talking about?
Adam Cole.
We have
Baby.
We have a couple of different podcasts going at this point. I got a relationship one. I got a psycho one, a psychologist one.
All right, so I want you guys to know that Mark has also spammed me Adam Cole gifs, or GIFs, however you say it, and made me believe that I was attracted to him.
You can't turn it around on me.
Wow, Marcus. What are you doing to this poor girl?
You can't turn it around on me. You know you were.
Listen,
he spams me.
Liz, we got to have some real talk here. Okay, it sounds like that this might not be a very good relationship in a sense. He seems to be trying to be controlling you. He wants you to delete things. He's trying to make you get interested in another person.
He's brainwashing me.
I know. I don't know if this is something you want to keep up.
Okay, I want you to know that he is currently sending me Adam Cole stuff on Facebook.
Not only that, he's sending it to the chat, so we're all getting it. See, this is an abusive relationship on our part too. So I don't know. I think you might have to rethink things here, Liz.
I'm literally staring into Adam Cole GIFs right now.
You're in the hole of coal.
You're not the only one.
That doesn't sound right. Sick. Yeah, that's disgusting. Who said that?
Okay, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't want to grease up this podcast. So.
I don't know if we get any greasier than we have now.
I think Mr. Sands already did that.
I think we did that a long time ago.
No, I promise you it was going to be bad, but I'm gonna control myself. And Hollywood, I would appreciate if you would control yourself and stop spamming me and trying to make me fall in love with other people, especially wrestlers. He sends me pictures of wrestlers, and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm just like,
hey,
"What?"
It's
what?
It's the same guy who, talks about different party parts of wrestlers. Let's just go there, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, should I be like, Marcus, do you even want to be with me? Or are you trying to, push me onto someone else?
You know what?
Wow. I have to pee really bad. Hurry up.
You should probably just don tights and, clothesline them once, see what happens.
Dude, we literally have been talking about for years how one day we're really going to fight, and he's too afraid to actually, do anything to me, so I'm obviously going to just win.
Maybe it's a thing. Maybe that says, maybe that's his fetish.
Oh, my... Oh, what? Oh, well, he does like wrestling, and he likes watching...
He likes to watch wrestling, dominant women. I don't know. I think there's something here.
Yeah, men's tag teaming, one-on-one.
I don't know about men's tag teaming. That's totally different, but you know what?
I think this conversation is going in a totally different direction.
I think so, too. I think we're all getting tired, so why don't we just wrap this up? Liz, where can everybody find you on social media?
All right, guys, you can find me on Facebook. I go by Lizbits on Facebook, Lizbits Cook. That's my last name. I did change the name of my Instagram, so the last time I was on this podcast, I believe I told you guys it was All Liz All Day on Instagram, but it is going to be, my business page is Bits by Liz. That's with a Z, so BITZ, BYLIZ. I almost forgot how to spell my name. And, you know what? I don't do the Snapchat thing right now, but where else can you find me? Yeah, that's it, guys. Just Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is my personal page, and then, and I do post the stuff that we do on this podcast just to support the Geekly Network. And also, Instagram is my business page, which currently is just the jewelry I make that I mentioned last time. And just want to make an announcement that I am hoping to open a online store for the things I make pretty soon in the near future.
That sounds great.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, we want to thank you for listening to this podcast. We're part of the Unique Geek Network, so look at us on our website as ugeekly.com. That's UGEEKLY. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram under Marks and Smarks. We are on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, so please subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know what you think. Till next time, I'm Jose Sands. I'm here with, I think he went on a pee break,
Kenny Omega.
Omega.
I'm Hollywood Marcus.
And
the only one that matters, the Liz.
Oh, well, whoa, totally got rid of Big Ralph. That's it, Ralph. Looks like you're replaced from the Liz.
No, Ralph,
That's
Ralph,
it.
I need you to know, Ralph, that my earpiece fell out and I couldn't tell who was talking, so I just went right in for it.
It's fine.
So, Big Ralph and the Liz saying see you next time.
Have a good night.
Bye.